Mr. X himself, Brian Solis. Oh man, wow, okay. Holy shit. Good morning. Wow, okay, so first let me just say thank you to the SparkMe team for your patience. A lot of this had to do with just travel. I was in Madrid, I was in Washington, D.C., I was not sure where I was going to be next. I was trying to make it work, and we found quite literally the craziest way possible to get me here from Madrid. So it worked. And so thanks to the patience, thanks to the friend for introducing us. That's so mysterious. But if you know him, though, he is a man of mystery. I'm here because I think we're all at this place in our lives where we have so much opportunity with technology, we have so much opportunity with connections and networking, we have so much opportunity to do things that have never been possible before. But there's never really been that voice to help us understand how to make sense of all of these things. And I'm here because I'm a student. I'm here to figure things out with you. Because this is a really wonderful opportunity to do amazing things. And also, if I could get the DJ to put this on monitor mode so I can see this, that would help. Technology. If you think about it, we're all here together, number one, because this is a great conference and this is great people. But at the same time, we're all here together because we have a lot to learn. But I want you to think about that a little bit more. I promise you, in 10 years, when you think back to your days at this conference, when you think back to today, you're going to say that that was the day when I realized that I'm responsible for changing the world. I'm responsible for pushing marketing forward. I'm responsible for pushing business forward, because if we're waiting for someone to tell us what to do, we're on the wrong side of innovation. This is about breaking new ground. This is about trying new things. This is about not being afraid. This is about experimenting, maybe even failing, but learning. We grew up, many of us, at a time where we were supposed to follow the rules. And part of the problem with marketing, part of the problem with business is that those rules are really old. And a lot of those rules really suck. And what's happening as a result is that the world is changing. Right? Digital Darwinism is a thing that I started talking about many years ago as a way of just trying to get us to understand that it's technology and society. Right? Things are really changing. But our rules aren't changing. We get new technology, and then we do the same old shit. But if we're going to do things differently, we have to do things differently. And that means that even though we all talk about change, it's got to start somewhere. And it's got to start with you. It absolutely has to start with you. Because if it doesn't start with you, if you're not trying new things, if you're not breaking new ground, if you're going to see a case study by some other marketer or some other business and you're not challenging what they're doing and thinking about ways that could have been better or ways that could have been more relevant, then we're going to just keep following the same rules. And this is where my story begins, and I hope it becomes your story. X, which, by the way, I'm going to totally steal that. That's amazing. X is about breaking the ground, but also opening new opportunities. One of the reasons why we follow the rules, one of the reasons why it's so hard to innovate, is because we don't recognize that we're actually conforming to today's standards. And that's powerful because conforming is the greatest enemy of innovation. But if you listen to who you are deep down and everything that you want to do, everything that you believe is the right thing to do, that's where we start to make new things happen. And that's why, together today, we are going to move in a new direction. Because somebody has to lead the way. I get on a plane tomorrow. I need you to start to change things from your work, and together, we bring about the type of change that changes the world. There's an American novelist who's no longer alive, but his name is David Foster Wallace, and he's quite an amazing writer. And he wrote this speech for universities, for the students who are graduating, and he called it, "This is Water." And if you have a moment, go to YouTube and look up "This is Water." At the beginning of his commencement speech, he tells this story of fish swimming in a bowl. And you have some fish swimming and some other fish swimming, and one of the fish says to the other, "Hey guys, how's the water?" And the other fish looks at it, "Water? What's that?" And it's a metaphor for us to remember that sometimes why we conform is because we just sort of take for granted all of the things around us, the realities of life, the realities of work, the realities of what your clients expect or what your managers expect. X is about experience, and experience is something very powerful. And people who come in contact with you and come in contact with your work are going to have an experience. The question is, what is it going to be? Because it's for you to decide. When I see your work, what am I going to feel? What am I going to do? And we think too much about getting people's attention, but we don't think enough about connecting with someone. And when you live in